Welcome back, and thanks for joining me. Starting off another week, this time on April the 17th, a somewhat chilly day out there to say the least. And if you're looking for a forecast that is going to be full of warm temperatures all the way through, taking us right on into the better part of spring, you're not going to find it here. We are going to be in the same pattern for a large degree throughout the 7-day. Temperatures are going to climb up to the low 80s and drop like a rock. It's very consistent. It's not the consistent we're looking for, but consistent, as has been the last couple of weeks. Nevertheless, a pretty nice forecast. It's not all that bad, but there is a bite to it temperature-wise at the end. With that said, I've come into the office today with a desk full of news, that much of which is already on tap for tomorrow and after. I'm set to tomorrow to talk to, as far as I know, McGoffin County's first MMA fighter who took to the ring in Arizona over the course of the weekend. Exciting fight there. We'll also talk about a little drag racing and some other positive news and some good news and some follow-ups as well. Tonight, a full plate. I have a follow-up from a catalytic converter theft at the Rumpke station here in Sayersville, McGoffin County, from last week. We'll briefly touch maybe on another theft, as I understand, a significant traffic stop on the Mountain Parkway, over a pound of meth and heroin. An update on young Tinley Collett. We told you about her on Friday. Well, her second auction is already online, and we'll remind you what it's supporting and how you can bid, which a lot of folks are already doing. And I also have a report that a bit of a personal connection, but it was making national headlines just a bit more than a year ago today, just a few weeks ago. Made a year when my cousin and his team from Milligan University in Tennessee were running and just mowed down by a drunk driver. Well, that ties into today's running of the Boston Marathon, and I'll have that report for you in just a few seconds. First, though, the deal is over. The nearly $3 billion, I think it was that last report, a $2.8 billion deal. There's been multiple delays. There's been a lot of changes in the what would have been the end payout. The bottom is that it's over. The sale between American Electric Power and Liberty Utilities has been terminated. Kentucky Power issuing a statement earlier today that said, in part, quote, "As a partner in Eastern Kentucky for more than 100 years, we're renewing our focus on bringing opportunities to the region and supporting the communities we serve. We are working diligently to reimagine our strategy with the goal of not just supporting Kentucky, but being an essential part of its economic and energy future." And that they believe, it says, there are opportunities ahead for our Kentucky operations, and we will focus our efforts on economic development, reliability, and controlling cost impacts to customers. So what does this mean? Well, they say nothing. We'll just go on as has been. They say that you should expect no change in your billing, your statements, or the like. But they are, of course, renewing their strategies. They also plan on filing a new base rate case later on this summer with a 6-month expected commission approval process and new rates taking effect January of next year. I can only imagine that would mean that rates will increase, as they always do. It does not say that, of course, but the deal's over. It's still not really certain as to why. There have been multiple delays. There have been multiple reports of the end payout changing, but that's all we have at this hour. A couple of follow-ups from Friday's program. One being this thief who targeted the Rumpke station, believed to possibly be having an accomplice. I still have some more video to come, but I do have some improved video from when I saw you last week. This is video of the Rumpke transfer station from Friday. It was Friday morning when employees came in and found that it had been a target of thieves the night before. Caught on cameras, which they thought they had disabled. They were in or on the premises for about 45 minutes before they realized there were a number of cameras there, and then broke into the office area and took the hard drive, but it had already uploaded most all of the images and their presence, including this one. Now, this is the image that I showed you on Friday. And it's just basically someone holding their cell phone up to the computer monitor and capturing the video. That means, however, it is all downloaded, and they are going to be sending myself, as well as the sheriff's office, a complete copy of all of the video in its original form, which will be a lot more detailed a lot more detailed. That's still pending. I can remind you that this was Thursday night when it appears as though this person walked off the hill from the cemetery behind Rumpke. You can see the horse park concession stand there over in the background. Came onto the property, cut a catalytic converter off one of the Rumpke trucks. Looks like failed to do so for another. Then broke into the office area and then removed the hard drive. Once again, though, too late, because the video had already uploaded itself. With that said, there are other videos that authorities are investigating, including this one from the horse park, which shows a white, what appears to be SUV that authorities say they know the make of, they believe, coming off of the cemetery hill there after the theft took place. So at this time, we'll have some more and clear video to come as soon as it's made available to us. But the Sheriff's Department asked me to remind everyone that if you have any information regarding this theft, that vehicle, someone matching the description of the assailant or suspect who walked in, to please call them. Given the window that he broke through and this video, the male is of small build, was wearing a Kentucky t-shirt, as you can make out, as well as you can make out he had what appeared to be a walkie-talkie that police believe he was communicating with another suspect up on the hill who was possibly serving or standing as lookout the entire time. More to come. And I'm also following up on the fact that I heard that thieves targeted the brand new, and I think yet to be used, batting cage over in the Ramey Park and stripped it of all its copper and electrical wiring over the course of the weekend. Sad, and to be followed up here on the program very, very soon. Here's a positive follow-up from last Friday, though. Remember young Tinley Collett? Well, that was a wonderful little story, and even on Friday's show, we spoke of how she had her sights set on another fundraiser that's already off to a really good start.
I did St. Jude because, I thought about all the kids with cancer and stuff who needed help. So we put them on Facebook and stuff, and then whoever auctioned the most money, that's who got the painting. So.
How many paintings did you auction off, roughly?
I auctioned almost all of them.
So I hope you saw it on Friday. Beautiful art. I mean, a 9-year-old. Look at that. And she raised $190 auctioning off her art, I think 6 pieces, and then she chipped in $10 of her birthday money to cut a check to St. Jude's for $200, for which they were very appreciative of. And as she told us here on the show last Friday, she already had another cause in mind, another one near and dear to her heart.
I was going to do an animal shelter because, what we're going to do is I'm going to pay for 4 dogs for the people because they're full, so they need to have more room for other dogs, and what they need most is for the dogs to get adopted. So I'm going to pay for 4 of the dogs.
And it's actually turned out to being 4 dogs and a cat. $240 was her goal, and this, Angie Gillum, is her grandmother, and this is her Facebook page, and this is where she had an update for us just earlier today, this morning, I think, saying that she'd already had bids on these works right here, which are still up for auction until the 23rd. Today is just the 17th. But with a goal of $240 to help pay for adoptions, she had $215 in bids and counting. So you can go to Angie Gillum's page, I'm sure, and that will absolutely get you there where you can see the works. You can place a bid through Messenger, and you can help support this young lady's efforts to make a significant donation to the Magoffin County Animal Shelter through paying for adoptions of 5 pets for individuals who are looking to add someone, a furry friend, to their forever home. Up for auction until the 23rd, which is this Sunday. And that one right there, well, that one so far out of this collection tends to be my favorite. When I come back, 3 people arrested over a pound of meth, heroin, and other items taken by the state police who conducted a traffic stop on the Mountain Parkway over the weekend. I'll be right back.
Good evening, I'm Catherine Allen.
And I'm Emily Bailey.
and we're here to tell you a little bit about our Gifted and Talented Showcase.
It's this Friday, April the 21st, and it starts at 5:30 p.m.
It's at Sayersville City Park, and we're going to have some beautiful artwork on display. We'll also have some singers and some dancers, and we would love if you guys could come out and join us.
And we want to thank Jerica Conley for all she does for the gifted and talented students.
We would also like to thank Mr. Ben Cole for letting us be a part of this program he's doing. And yeah, we'd love if you guys could come out and join us.
Right now, there's a man laying in my bed by summer's end. I predicted I finally lost my mind, and I could take you out tonight. I could lie and say you're the one, but I won't see you against the sun.
At Golden Law Office, our attorneys previously represented the nation's largest insurance and trucking companies, handling cases involving serious personal injury and death. We know their strategies, how they will defend the case, and what factors drive large settlements. The attorneys at Golden Law Office can use this inside knowledge to ensure your case is handled effectively and aggressively. Hiring Golden Law Office provides you with a strategic advantage. Call Golden Law Office today.
Get great deals on the greatest brands at Conley Tire with up to $150 back on Goodyears, $100 on Hancooks, $100 on Mickey Thompsons, $125 on Yokohamas. And you can always pay now or later. Plus quick service with oil changes, brake jobs, $35 computer diagnostics to fix and repair your ride at Conley Tire and ConleyTire.net.
Tired of long-term commitment plans? Then Appalachian Wireless has the new plans for you. No credit check, no contracts, and most of the features are postpaid. It's Forward Pay, the simpler way to do wireless on the region's premier cellular provider, and it starts as low as $19.99 per month for unlimited talk and text. At 5 gigabytes of data for only $29.99 per month, or at 10 gigabytes of data for only $39.99 per month, or go with unlimited data starting at $64.99 per month with 25 gigabytes of high-speed data before being throttled. Because we are you. We are Appalachian Wireless.
Spring is always the most colorful season of the year at the seasonal shop. Come see for yourself. Gorgeous new clothes for everyone. Bright, flowy tops and dresses. Something perfect for Easter. Fun flare leg jeans and new styles and arrivals every day. New sweatshirts and shorts and tees by Royce, Ridge and Holler, and others. And little sleepies are here, all in an incredibly comfy, cute, and durable bamboo viscose material. All this and so much more that you just have to see this spring at the seasonal shop. 3 individuals, all from the Pike County area, all arrested, all still in the Big Sandy at this hour after a checkpoint was set up on the Mountain Parkway at mile marker 70, where they were stopped. The vehicle was searched, and where authorities found over a pound of meth, about a half ounce of heroin, and other drugs and items. It was actually late last week that state police were conducting a traffic safety checkpoint in the Mountain Parkway near exit 70 when a Nissan Sentra driven by Nicholas Coleman, who owned the car, approached. He couldn't find his driver's license or proof of insurance, so they pulled him on over to the side, and that's when police saw in the passenger floorboard a syringe that was later said to have been loaded with Suboxone, according to one of the passengers who claimed it, identified as Harley Tubbs. The further search of the vehicle found a plastic baggie in a passenger seat, in the front passenger seat, with about a half an ounce, that is a significant amount, of heroin and fentanyl. And then a further search of the vehicle in the trunk, in a shoebox, about a pound of a crystal substance believed to be methamphetamine. Neither Nicholas Coleman or his 2 passengers, Tiffany Roberts or Harley Tubbs, again all from the Pike County area, claimed to know anything about the other drugs, the heroin or the methamphetamine, and did not claim them, and all 3 were taken to the Big Sandy Regional Detention Center facing trafficking in a controlled substance, first degree, and possibly other charges while the investigation continues. I also want to make note in other drug-related activity, since I saw you on this past Friday's show. I spoke with Sheriff Bill Meade earlier. 2 of his deputies over the course of the weekend had to administer Narcan to individuals that were the subject of police and medical calls. One of them had to be Narcaned 3 times, one of them 4 times, one of them still clutching on to the fentanyl that nearly killed them. We'll probably sit down with the sheriff and talk about that sometime soon. And we'll talk more about this investigation as it goes on by the state police. Also, pertaining to a significant drug investigation here in McGoffin County, I alluded to the point several days ago that the McGoffin County Sheriff's Department had made one of, if not the biggest bust or seizure of this kind, per an investigation that they have still ongoing just as of late in regards to methamphetamine and cash and guns and other drugs, and that is still the case. The investigation, I checked with Sheriff Bill Meade just earlier today, is still ongoing, but he says that he'll be able to elaborate more and give me more details very, very soon. So look for that here on Your News Today. Let's go ahead and look on over to tonight's McGoffin Farm Bureau calendar. Before we take you, I will personally, sort of, to the Boston Marathon. A couple of reminders. Day after tomorrow is Wednesday, the 19th, and it's Commodity Day over at the Water into Wine Food Pantry, 9 to 11. Their Senior Commodity Day is also this week, this Thursday, 9 till 11. They remind their clients that you can only pick up one time a month for the regular pantry, and clients on the main commodity list need to pick up by 10 because after 10 o'clock they'll start going to the waiting list. It's also Commodity Day this Thursday at the McGoffin County Senior Citizen Center. They need help, as always, and this time they will be on the outside of the building at the picnic tables in the back of the community center. If you can donate a few hours of your time or a few minutes, it will be greatly appreciated. It is much needed. They also remind everyone that the center will be closed tomorrow for their annual trip to Camp Nathaniel. The Dawkins Line Rail Trail Day, the 10th anniversary celebration, is coming up this Saturday starting at 9:30. They've got a off-trail horse ride, they've got a hike, and they've got a bike ride all set to start that morning, and a lot of other fun things to do. I'll remind you about that throughout the week. Reminding you now about the Autism Awareness and Child Abuse Prevention Month walk that is set to take place a week from today. They will leave the Ramey Park at 6, walk to the IGA, and back, all in awareness of Autism and Child Abuse Prevention Month. This just in, Diabetic Shoe Day next Wednesday, 10 till noon, sponsored by Kentucky Home Place at the McGoffin County Health Department. If you have insurance and you have met your deductible, these shows will be no cost to you. You need to bring a prescription from your doctor, and your insurance card is all. They'll have a certified podorthist there to get you the correct fit, and he can also fit for therapeutic shoes. To schedule an appointment or for more information, call 349-8842. That's 349-8842. Please support the McGoffin County Rescue Squad through their media auction, the 45th annual event, May the 4th, 5th, and 6th. If you can, help support. With donations, monetary or otherwise, call 349-5500 or 496-7981. You can sponsor classes right now for just $50. All proceeds going to help support the Coach for Kids program through the Sayersville Masonic Lodge. At their next horse show, May the 20th, call Paul Gumby Montgomery, or get in contact with him if you can help. And call me when you have calendar announcements, birthdays or anniversaries, anything that you want everyone to know about, because I'll make sure that they do. Next, funeral service announcements, and we begin with a reminder of services to start tomorrow afternoon at 1 for 22-year-old Brandon Lee Ray Adams of Sayersville, who passed away Wednesday of last week. Services again start tomorrow at 1 o'clock from the McGoffin County Funeral Home. Visitation is at the funeral home tonight until 9. Richard C. R.C. Carty, 90, of Logansport, passed away on Wednesday. Born in McGoffin County to Will and Molly Howard Carty. He was married to Margie Clay Carty, who survives. He's also survived by son Marty Carty, stepson Mike Smith, daughters Alicia Carty, Ginger Diedrich, his brother Shannon, sisters Dolly Mae Arnott and Theda Salyer. And burial will take place at the Carty Cemetery here in McGoffin County. Local funeral services for R.C. Carty will be held this Thursday morning at 11 from the Carty Regular Primitive Baptist Church on Middle Fork. Friends and family can call in the McGoffin County Funeral Home Wednesday evening from 6 to 9 for visitation. In lieu of flowers, memorial contributions can be made to a church of your choice. And services are to be announced for 38-year-old Thomas Van Hoos of Sagersville, who passed away last Thursday in Morgantown, West Virginia, the son of Donna Patty Montgomery and the late Thomas Van Hoos. He's survived by his mother as well as stepfather, Terry Montgomery, fiancee Arvilletta Nicole Blanton, daughters Cadence Blanton and Chelsea Blanton, sons Jacob Thomas Van Hoos and Andrew Blanton, sister Stephanie Arnott, and brothers Patrick Van Hoos and Terrence Montgomery. McGoffin Farm Bureau and manager Doug Green are proud to welcome agent Jeff Salyer to the agency. Jeff's lifelong knowledge of the community and our people make him an immediate asset for all of your auto, home, life, commercial, and retirement investments. They're waiting for your call or visit at McGoffin Farm Bureau. There where every day starts, it's made and it ends. From hitting the floor to hitting the road and back, your feet carry the day's duties. And if you're hurting from what might be a work or sports or stress-related fracture you don't even know about, diabetic, or that all too often heel pain that just won't go away, or any type of pain or discomfort or in need of wound care, come to where they care.
Put your best foot forward and come visit our podiatry team. We care about our patients and their feet.
That's Dr. Cheney and her team at Hope Family Podiatry Center next to Hope Family Pediatrics on the Mountain Parkway. There's no missing that this is the new McFarland and Tinker Law Office location on the Mountain Parkway in the former Farm Bureau building in Sagersville, just like there's no denying that their nearly 60 years of legal experience has won their clients millions and millions of dollars in disability, auto accident, and wrongful death cases. It's where your case matters to you and to us. McFarland and Tinker, also Griffey approved. The reassurance of getting your medications and over-the-counter needs at Sagersville's oldest and most trusted pharmacy, the convenience of curbside pickup and call-ahead service, and the fact that you can walk in, order to go, or sit down and get gourmet quality hot fudge brownies, nachos, shakes, coffees, hot dogs with homemade sauce, desserts, and more makes it more than your hometown Good Neighbor Pharmacy. It's a destination in downtown Sagersville, Frazier's Prater Drugstore. It doesn't get any sweeter than that. Someone dies in the U.S. every 7 minutes from an overdose, and over half of the population gets or takes pills from a friend or a relative. And about 46 million and counting are exposed to narcotics in their drinking water. So don't toss them, flush them, or leave them lying around. Safely dispose of your unneeded meds anytime at Parkway Pharmacy,
where you can always talk to a pharmacist when you need one.
2 locations, 2 ATMs, too much history, over 120 years, and just too many reasons not to trust the oldest, only banking family that exists for the sole purpose of helping your families, our friends, grow financially and securely. Lean on Sagersville National Bank for any of your home, auto, commercial, retirement, or online banking needs. And let us help you make your dreams come true. A lot of sports-related news this week. I have, to my knowledge, an interview set with the first MMA fighter from McGoffin County tomorrow who stepped into the ring victoriously for the first time over the course of the weekend. We'll do a little update. We are scheduled to with Conley Racing as they went to the Rockingham over the course of the weekend. And I've got some other good news to share. But tonight it's one with a bit of a personal note where tragedy struck. Just a little more, a lot of irony to this story, the timing at least therein. A little more than a year ago, my cousin, Jeff Mortimer, my first cousin, his son, the chiropractor Jeff, who many of you know, have had for chiropractor and doctor for over the course of the years. And his son and his family were in the Boston area, have been since Friday, as Alex was running in the Boston Marathon this morning. And of course, this comes after just more than a year ago that he was one of 3 people who were struck by a drunk driver, mowed down, if you will, while running in Virginia, preparing that night for the race and meet the following day. One of their teammates died as a result. 21-year-old Eli Baldy of Knoxville, Tennessee, was injured perhaps the least, and soon released from the hospital, while Eli Kramer died from being mowed over by that vehicle. While Alex suffered serious injuries, he had had multiple surgeries to his legs, or a leg. He had a dislocated shoulder and otherwise. And just in a short year after a very slow start of getting back to running, well, he completed the Boston Marathon this morning.
It was one of the most incredible experiences I've ever had in my life. Literally for 26 miles, fans lined both sides of the roads from Hopkinton all the way down Boylston Street in downtown Boston. There wasn't a single moment that I didn't hear people cheering, and for me, I was put and started in wave 4, so for me, most of my race, I was trying to pass and make sure I could just stay safe from tripping up on other runners. And I finished in the 300s, somewhere in that ballpark, with my place out of several tens of thousands of people, and I ran around 2 hours and 35 minutes for the marathon today. I'm extremely excited and happy about it.
Friends and family were able to track Alex, as they were the rest of the runners, all 30,000 of them, via a very cool app that you can get through the Boston Marathon that just lets you basically see his and their path throughout all of the 26 stations, one for each mile. Alex's time, per his accomplishments in running over the course of his collegiate career, should have had him starting from the front of the field, but there was some sort of a mix-up, so he actually started in the back, and they actually put him to the front of that fourth wave instead of the back of it, but that was just the best they could do on short notice, which means he literally ran past over 29,000 other athletes to finish in the top 300 or so on what he said was an absolutely beautiful day to be in Boston.
How does this marathon differ from other marathons you've run?
Well, I've only run one marathon prior to today, and that was 2 years ago, and the conditions were nearly opposite of today. It was around 50 and rainy here in Boston today, and the last marathon I'd run was around 80 degrees and humid in the middle of a swamp. So today was much more runner-friendly, and to be honest, it was ideal running temperatures. It made the race fun, because the entire race, it was almost like I had someone in front of me to chase down, and it was really encouraging because people were pointing out myself as I was running by, because they noticed that my pace was quicker than some of the other runners. So it was encouraging to be heard and cheered for by total strangers, and it was really encouraging because I was running by myself. I didn't have anyone with me, and I wasn't running in a pace group of the same pace of runners that were running. So really, for me, I was running by my own internal pace clock. So it was extremely helpful to have the people cheering out there for me today.
Alex graduated from Milligan, but you'll notice on his shirt there per that interview that he was honoring his lost teammate and former teammates by today's running of the marathon in Boston. And he and his wife Hannah are actually now both full-time employees in the campus ministry at Virginia Tech University, and we wish to congratulate him and wish him well on all of his future endeavors. The before-mentioned irony that I referred to at the top of the report has to do with the timing of all of this. It was just a little more than 2 weeks and a year ago, March the 31st, when that, I'm not going to call it an accident because it wasn't, the crash or incident happened that killed Alex's teammate and friend and seriously injured him. Happened on March the 31st. The man behind the wheel of that vehicle, 26-year-old Jose Mancia of Williamsburg, who was charged with DUI, manslaughter, hit and run, reckless driving, and a host of other charges, is to be sentenced this week. And of course today, Alex was able to be one of the nearly 30,000 athletes in the 27th running of the Boston Marathon. With that said, I mentioned earlier that if you're holding out, still ready for that beautiful spring-like through and through forecast, I don't have it for you. I have temperatures hitting the 80-degree mark by midweek, and maybe even a little better than that on Thursday, before, guess what, the weekend rolls around, and it's another cold snap. Indeed it is, and another cool one out there tonight. If you got a head start on some plans for the year, you're going to have to take a little extra special care of them. We got lulled into a little early sense of spring with a lot of early April 80-degree days, but cold nights are ahead. In the 40s last night, but not so tonight. We'll see 34 degrees. We'll see so under clear skies and breezy conditions. Look for light winds out there for the rest of your Monday. Look for a little better conditions tomorrow. Temperatures are expected to rebound and hit the upper 60s, close to 70 for your Tuesday. With still breezy conditions, mind you. I mean, we're talking winds out of the west anywhere from 7 to 8 to 10 to 24 miles per hour at times, so says the National Weather Service. So, and look for breezy conditions, not just tonight and tomorrow, but into your Wednesday as well. But like I said, 69 sunny tomorrow, breezy. Temperatures still into the 30s, but upper 30s for nighttime lows tomorrow night, which will be an improvement. And speaking of improvements, Wednesday of this week, hump day, puts us right over the hump of 80 degrees or right at it. Sunny conditions, but again, still breezy out of the southwest up to 15 miles per hour or so at times, but 80 and a light breeze will be a much better scenario than was the rather chilly Monday today, right? Sunny, southeasterly winds, 80-47 again for your high, your low Wednesday. Thursday, mostly sunny and 83. We will see a beautiful day on Thursday, so there's two really nice days staring at us this week. Low 80s Wednesday, just barely, and then low 80s officially on your Thursday. Shower chances don't work their way in until during the overnight Thursday into your Friday. That's when we have a 30% chance of showers, mainly after 1 a.m. Friday morning, and that sets us up for the downfall or the downhill slide of your forecast. It's a gradual one, though. We'll start off Friday, partly sunny and a 50% chance of showers, still breezy, and like I said, mid-70s, but on a downhill slope. Not all that bad of a forecast. 70, partly sunny on your Saturday, and a 50% chance of showers for the first half of your weekend. Second half of your weekend, sound familiar? 50s for daytime highs. Sunday and into your Monday, some sunshine, some shower chances, and definitely some cooler air for Sunday and Monday. So, host of news, as I said earlier, for the rest of this week, and I'll pick it up tomorrow, hopefully when I see you next time. Enjoy the rest of your evening. That will also include, by the way, tonight's Sayersville City Council meeting, which is where I'm off to, and tomorrow's McGoffin County Fiscal Court meeting, as well as you heard earlier, a lot of news to cover. Thank you for being a part of the show, and have a good night.